Thanks for joining us for 5 on 5. I'm Joe Sullivan, pleased to be joined by Senator Merkley. And Senator, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
So Sunday you were in Ashland and in Grants Pass. What are you hearing at these town halls from the people in Southern Oregon?
Well, I'm hearing a huge amount of passion and concern about our republic and about whether we're losing the checks and balances and the separation of powers that have served us so well for 250 years.
Friday, Senate Minority Leader Schumer voted to support the Republican funding bill to avoid a government shutdown. You voted against that, what Schumer voted for. Why did you vote for the government shutdown, in fact?
Well, I didn't vote for government shutdown. I voted against the House bill. It's a false choice. The third option was a 30-day continuation of government to pass the bipartisan bills that had already come out of the Senate committee. And here's the thing, this is the first time ever that the minority has not insisted on a bipartisan spending bill. We've always done it with two parties working together. And this particular bill, written by the House Republicans, gives a massive slush fund to President Trump, which means he can take all those funds that would normally come to Oregon and give them to a Republican state or a red state instead of a blue state, or use it to coerce members of Congress. This is really terrible. And what I know when you're confronting someone with authoritarian impulses is you act earlier, not later, because their power only grows. Let me put it in simple terms. You don't stop a bully by handing over your lunch money, and you don't stop a tyrant by giving them more power.
Do you think Senate Minority Leader Schumer is still an effective leader?
Well, I'll tell you, we have leadership elections every 2 years. That's far down the road. Right now, I'm going to do everything I can to focus attention and address the challenge, and that challenge is President Trump breaking the law and violating the constitutional separation of powers.
You said recently Trump and Musk's illegal firing of federal employees isn't random, it's intentional. What do you mean by that?
Well, the strategy laid out in Project 2025 was to get rid of the expert professionals in our government and instead send money out to contractors, for-profit contractors. And in every area where this can do so much harm, and we know here in Oregon it's going to have a huge impact on our firefighting force. It's having a huge impact on our team that works to do prescribed fire and make the woods less dangerous. It's having a really big impact up there with Bonneville Power, which is very essential power for our part of the country. In area after area, it is wreaking havoc, and doing so in a completely random way. That is, there hasn't been a careful review of the department to say, here's what works, what doesn't. We can get rid of this part. These folks do well, these don't do as well. We'll keep the folks who do a better job. There's nothing like that. It's completely random trashing of the professionals who are dedicating their lives to deliver the services we depend on.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with part 2 of our 5 on 5 with Senator Merkley. Stay with us. Welcome back to part 2 of our 5 on 5 with Senator Merkley. I'm Joe Sullivan. What about people being able to afford single-family homes? What is the status of your kick head funds out of owning single-family homes? What is the status of that bill?
Well, we've reintroduced it. It has a growing list of sponsors, and what it says is that, look, the dream of home ownership is being destroyed by the mega millionaires. They've pooled their money into these hedge funds. They're buying up the housing. It's raising the price. They're doing all cash, no inspection offers, quick closing. How can an ordinary family compete with that? And then they're driving up rents as well. So everybody is losing except for the billionaires. So this is becoming better and better understood across the country. When I raise this idea, it's supported by Republicans and independents and Democrats. You know the place that's not as well supported?
Where?
Is Congress. And that's because those same mega millionaires and billionaires have way too much power in our system through their lawyers, through their lobbyists, and through their dark money campaign contributions. And so we need a Congress that will stand up for the people. And if we get that, we will pass this bill.
Republicans control the House and the Senate. What can you do to have some Republicans move across the aisle so the Democrats can get some of their agenda, what they want to get going, moving?
You know, every single bill I do, we reach out to find a Republican partner, and that's the way you get a lot of things done. But to your broader question, the biggest influence on individuals is what the folks in their home district say. And so if those folks in various congressional districts and states around the union are showing up at town halls like the ones I've been holding here at Oregon and showing up en masse and saying this is off track, this is wrong, we're losing our republic right now. You've got to stand up and make sure that we don't have an acquiescent Congress or an acquiescent court, because that's how you lose a republic. If they hear that, and they hear that loudly like I'm hearing it here, then I think there's real hope for the future.
There's something different going on with these town halls than when you usually go around, isn't there?
I'll tell you, there are. We had here, as I came to Southern Oregon and in Medford, we had about 1,300 people. We had maybe 300 to 400 last year, so that's a huge differential. In fact, I don't know that they would have been allowed to get any more people in the gymnasium. It's just absolutely a jam.
Yeah, you're talking about the huge turnout in Ashland on Sunday.
And
yeah.
I've seen this at town hall after town hall. This was my 16th and 17th this last weekend, the turnout has been 3 to 8 times as much. People are really worried about the future of our country right now, and they're not just worried about what I was describing as saving our republic. They're also worried about Trumpflation, prices going up on things because of the chaos in trade policy. The farmers have been coming and talking to me and very worried about their overseas market. What kind of retaliation will they experience? Local companies that depend on imports to build their products are worried about their prices going up and therefore their products being less competitive. So there's a lot of chaos right now in the economy.
Senator, we've talked about a lot of issues here. We have about 30 seconds left. Is there anything you'd like the people here to know about?
I want to thank all the folks who are turning out to my town halls, who care about this country, who care about the vision of government of, by, and for the people. It's that power that's going to counter the lobbyists, the lawyers, the dark money in campaigns, and save our republic.
Senator Merkley, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back with more local news.